It's a bright sunny day at the end of February here, and this is called the shadblow, the shadfly, the serviceberry, the saskatoon, and the sugar plum, and the juneberry, but I call it the serviceberry. And whatever you call it, now at the end of winter is the perfect time to get it pruned so it will flourish during the summer, and I'll show you how as soon as I Google it. So there's several different kinds of serviceberries. You're probably more familiar with the ones that are out in the forest. They typically have round or kind of oval sawtoothed leaves, and then in spring there will be some small white flowers followed by dark blue or reddish edible fruit in early summer. It's also an important part of the native ecosystem because the bright flowers attract small pollinators, including bees and other insects, and also the berries attract birds throughout the summer, and also small mammals and even bears. And they also make some pretty good jam, but next time I would probably do a jelly just because the seeds can become a little tough.
Would you please pass the jelly?
So the one I'm growing is the Autumn Brilliance cultivar. It's been here growing for about 7 years and has been pretty reliable. This cultivar is apparently more resistant to leaf spot and fire blight. And in the fall it has a nice red color, hence the term Autumn Brilliance. As you can see, it has multiple trunks, and one of them is encroaching into the path into the backyard, so I'm looking to prune it for the first time this year. But I'm also looking for some other branches that may need pruning. You'll want to look for any dead wood or crossed branches that may rub against each other, broken branches, or branches growing toward the trunk of the tree, and any suckers which typically start growing at the base of the tree. So obviously, to prune, you're gonna need some sharp tools, and these are the ones you need. Long arm tree pruners or lopping shears. Loppers are for branches up to about 1.5 inches. Hand pruners or clippers, they're for branches that are about only a 1/2 inch or so in diameter. Pruning saws work too for branches that are over 1 inch, and they have coarse teeth that allows them to cut on both the back and forth motion of the saw, and that's the primary one I'll be using today. Pole pruners are good for those hard to reach branches. They have telescoping handles so you can reach the furthest branches, but always look out for power lines. And here's what not to use: hedge shears. These are not meant for pruning branches, only for shaping hedges. Also, chainsaws are not really meant for pruning. So what I just noticed is that this one has been rubbing on this other trunk here, so this guy is gonna have to be trimmed off. It's pretty big, so I kind of feel bad about doing it, but it'll probably be best for the structure of the tree anyway. When pruning, you don't want to cut too close to the branch collar. That's the part that's slightly enlarged here and at the base of the limb you're cutting. So you'll want to cut right around here. And if you're trimming the ends of a branch, cut it at an angle about 1/4 inch from the closest bud, and then that bud will then be the newest growth this spring. So this larger branch to the right is the one that's sort of encroaching onto the trail to the backyard. So I'm gonna trim it and then leave this smaller one in place. Because we're only pruning small branches, the tree will heal itself just fine, and you don't really need pruning sealers like this one. Additionally, these are typically petroleum based, and so we don't want to interrupt the developing cells that are working to close the wound on their own. Also, these are almost always black, and so of course, what we know is that when the sun comes out and something's black, it absorbs a lot more heat. So if we painted this black with this pruning sealer, this is going to get a lot more warmer than the rest of the tree, and it could develop other issues down the road. All right, there you have it. It's all done. Let me know if you have any pruning tips, and I'll see you next time.